Welcome, my Walking Dead comic book fans. Welcome. I ate the whole plate. If you don't get that reference, it's okay. Well, I want to thank Emilio for getting this to my attention that the covers for 142 and 143 of The Walking Dead comic book has been released, and these are just my thoughts on it. Now, I would put so you can see the actual damn picture up, but my editing system went away once my hard drive crashed, so now I have a piece of crap. I don't even really have an editing system, so I still got to get me an editing system, so I'm sorry for that. I will have the links so you can check out the pictures and stuff. Click another tab if you want and look at the cover art. I have it on my thumbnail. You already saw one of them, the thumbnail. I believe that's 143 with Carl and Lydia. But I have the link, so check it out. And I got to think also, check out Trev Chan 2, his channel. He covers a lot of Walking Dead as well. And I went to go see his videos. He had some interesting thoughts on that as well. But let's hear my thoughts real quick. So let's just get to 142. Let's get to 142. And like I said, the link is below in my description box. Now we have a community. We have basically, at first when I saw this guy, right? Like clearly put there, maybe for a reason, just clearly like just the hair, the black hair, the finger right there, to the woman. Yeah, his daughter, you have a little girl, I believe it's his daughter, and I believe his wife as well. I believe the guy's holding potatoes. This guy with the black hair, with his finger up, I thought it was Negan at first. I thought it was Negan. I was like, whoa, is that Negan? Kind of looks like him. It might, I don't, it's probably not Negan, but you never know. Maybe it's Negan like in the past, maybe not in the past, but Negan in the future, whatever. But this definitely looks like a community that we're set in the zombie apocalypse. It definitely looks. I wonder if this is not the Whisperers community, because I don't think it's the Whisperers community, because I believe who was it, Ken, who said that they were pretty much placed in tents. So I don't think this is the Whisperers community. It might be, like Trev said, Alexandria or the Hilltop, but it's really, it definitely looks like a hoedown. It definitely looks like kind of like, at first when I saw the cover art, it reminded me of Disneyland, and what is it, the western theme side definitely reminded me of that. So it's what can I say? It's community. You got a cow, you got potatoes. Looks like it's going prosper. If this is set in this time, it's not like in the past or anything. If it's set in the zombie time, then it looks like they're really doing well. It looks like they really figured out how to take care of the walkers, aka zombies, that are amongst the world. And not a lot. And I guess they really are building, friendships and all coming together to live in this apocalyptic world. I mean, you never would have thought of this. Maybe like about 3 years ago or 2 years ago, when it was just all going to shit. Like these people, we met villains along the way that just either were power hungry or cannibals, but it definitely is, if this is set in the definitely in the world that in today's standards of the comic book series where zombies are roaming, then they're really doing really great. People in general are really doing really great. That guy reminds me of Negan for some reason. So that's really all I have to say for 142. 143 is more interesting to me. 143 having Carl, Lydia, him walking among the Whisperers, and Lydia, holding his hand, has the, Rick's hat, the sheriff hat. Trev said that she would not live probably to 200. Maybe I got the sense of that too. Maybe she'll be killed off. I mean, here's a theory I have. Not a theory, but something I probably would have been crazy to see. I believe that Carl and Lydia's relationship at this point is like a Romeo and Juliet relationship. There's two factions. They're not, but, they're not in fighting with each other. They're trying to keep their distance, but just because once Carl left and tried to find Lydia, shit's going to go down. Because of Carl. It's just plain and simple. It's because of Carl. We don't know if it's going to be a big old battle. Maybe, they'll come to a truce. Maybe there's another villain out there that's, you know, bigger than maybe the Whispers have a problem with. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe Negan will be eventually the villain, or the Whispers, you know, what we think is pretty much the villains of this next arc. Who knows? I really do view as Carl, Lydia, the Romeo and Juliet this at this given time. We'll see though if Robert Kirkman doesn't go that way. We'll see. As for Lydia dying before issue 200, it could be very well happen. It would be crazy if Lydia does something where Carl has to make a decision, either his dad or his people, or Lydia or her people, or just in general Lydia, and he's going to have to make this bold decision to kill her. I don't know. That's just me thinking, which is like, my brain was going. I was like, what? That would be crazy, yo. But probably won't happen. Lydia, I don't know, but then I have so many ideas of what will happen. This could go anywhere. It could go that route. It could go Carl killing Lydia for the sake of his father and his community. It could be Carl against his father because he views as maybe or Maggie, maybe against Carl versus Maggie because he thinks that they're not doing the right, surviving the right way, and the Whisperers are. Or it could be overall maybe Carl goes away with the Whisperers and does his own community. Who knows? There's so many possibilities out there, but it's looking to be very interesting. Just now that Carl has joined Lydia, it's already interesting. Like I said in my other video for issue, what was it? 138, 139, 138 or 139, I forgot what issue it was. Where I was talking, the last issue basically. The last issue that, Carl, eventually, it's kind of looking like, since we haven't got a lot of Rick spotlight, that maybe Kirkman is leaning towards, Carl's story, now ready to pass the, torch, so to speak. So maybe Rick will perish. Maybe Rick, who knows? Maybe Rick will actually live through, a long life. Who knows? But I think eventually we're going to be going with Carl and his journeys, whether Rick dies or he doesn't. And I think it feels right. It feels like it's about time. We saw everything we need to see from Rick. Everybody appreciates pretty much what Rick has done to this point. The hard decisions, this and that. Sometimes we didn't agree with it, but I think you feel it. You feel like it's time to move on from Rick and time to see what Carl is all about. And so far, Carl's storyline, where it's being taken, is very, very interesting. And it's going to be very, very interesting how the Whispers live and how their community are. And it feels like, like I said in my last last issue, that it feels definitely like there is rules, but then there's also not rules, if that makes sense. So we'll see. But yeah, very interesting. Really, if Lydia dies before 200, I'm not going to be shocked. If she lives, excuse me, she lives, after issue 200, or she lives, quite a bit, a long life, grows up and all that stuff, I won't be shocked either, because I could see Carl taking, having his own community. I could see that. But, we really do got to worry about these Whisperers, because there is, if Lydia has been telling the truth, well, I would think her face expressions and how cold her mother is, it seems like she is telling the truth, that she's been, raped, and she doesn't want to go back. Whispers and Negan are the big threats, but who knows with Negan? Who knows with Negan at this point? I don't really feel like... Do I feel like he's kind of a threat? Maybe? I don't know. I feel a little bit... like kind of because he's kind of older and stuff. We'll see. Negan. Well, I guess Negan's always a threat, but why do I always think that he might? Because he likes Rick, but he'll probably. You think he'll kill him? I don't know. He had times. Well, we'll see. But anyway, yeah, just me thinking out loud. Just I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with Negan's storyline. It's gonna be interesting on that one as well. We'll see. Yeah, and. I'm pretty sure Maggie's going to go after him. There's no way Maggie's going to sit back. She's going to go after him. Or either her or somebody else or Jesus or whatever. Maybe Michonne will make an appearance. I don't know. We'll see. But very cool. I do like one... what was it? 142? 142? No, not 143's cover art a little bit better than 142, just because we don't get a lot from 142. But really good stuff. Can't wait. So let me know your guys' thoughts, and thank you, Emilio, for pointing that out. Just really drawn really well. I really like the drawing style of these Walking Dead comics. Like I said, I'm not a big, huge comic book fan, and what doesn't, like, if the drawing and illustrations, there's not necessarily the story. If the illustrations are not to my liking, I just won't pick up a comic book. But if it is to my liking, I will, skim through it, and sometimes I really would pick up and purchase a comic book. I think I'm going to give me a couple comic books. Good, the big volume ones, probably when I head to Comic-Con this year. Maybe Star Wars, the celebrations might have a few of them. Definitely want to get some with Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade. I know it's not Walking Dead talk, but just letting you know my thoughts on, comic book series in general. But The Walking Dead, I have definitely those hardcover ones I've been showing. I love The Walking Dead comic books. I love it more than the TV show, even though I think the TV show does some great stuff with some of their characters that you want to, and performances that you don't get from the comic book series. But great stuff. Robert Kirkman's doing good. I believe this is going to be now, instead of month to month, we're getting every issue every 2 weeks. So it's very, very interesting. Very interesting. Hopefully Robert Kirkman doesn't tire himself out, and he has a plan. Hopefully he has that blueprint, because a lot of manga artists do tire themselves out because they're doing manga on a weekly basis. So thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys for another, maybe I'll make another video discussing something else with The Walking Dead, because there's a lot to talk about from The Walking Dead, and you do have that season finale. So actually there is one more video I'll probably put up. It's spoilers on that one. So thank you guys for listening, and see you later. Till next time, till The Walking Dead issue comes out. Bye.